Okay. Hi, Aunt Kim, Uncle Kenny, Brooke, Bethany, and the boys. This is Jake, and I didn't know how to honor Jordan in a way would that he would get a kick out of it, and I've been thinking about it for some time since he passed. And I thought this would be something he would got a kick out of. Um, as you And I apologize in advance. I'm probably going to ramble. I've never really made anything like this before. I don't know if my voice is going to be low or loud or high, or if I start breaking up because I get emotional. I don't know. So, just forewarning. Um, but anyway, I thought Jordan would get a kick out of me honoring his memory in this way. Um, as you guys know, that me and Jordan, we had our ups and downs. So we get in arguments sometimes. Um, but at the end of the day, we spent a lot of time together online for years. I mean, we probably put dec- uh, dozens of hours, if not hundreds of hours, into different video games. He was always my second player, my player two. We played army games. We were soldiers, cops, robbers. I mean, anything you can think of, we played together, and for years. So what I'm about to show you is a game I never quite convinced Jordan to play, um, but nonetheless, I think it would mean a lot to him, and I think he would think it would be really cool. Um, so basically, before I can show you what was done, I have to kind of explain to you what this is. Okay? This is a game called No Man's Sky. If you can remember, the best thing I can compare it to is something like Pap's old flight simulator games that me and Jordan both love to watch Pap play and both play them ourselves. Um, it's a simulation game, but instead of being a simulating of just flying to an airport or flying to um, another part of the country, you start out on this game as an astronaut stranded on a random planet, and you start with nothing, and you have to gather stuff and build things. Eventually you can leave the planet and explore the universe. Now the part that's a simulation, like the flight simulator like Pap used to play, is that this game is literally an endless game. So as you can see, right here is where I am at now currently. That's what the little, oh sorry, the little player icon is right there. Okay, each light is a sun. Each sun has several planets around it. And this game continues to expand, and it will never cease to exist. It is ran by artificial intelligence, um, and there's an infinity amount of worlds that you could explore, and you may never ever come across another player. You may go to another star, another sun. You might run into somebody. Probably never will, but it is a possibility. So I'm just gonna kind of give you an example before we get into things. And I'm sorry, like I said, this might be a little lengthy, but I promise it'll pay off. So this is the sun that I am currently around. There are the planets that are currently around me. If I choose to go to another sun, there are other planets. This sun has its own planets, and this sun has its own planet. Every light you see has planets around it. Now, I can continuously go forward, and every single one of these lights has its own planet. This is a simulation of the universe. It never ends. I could tie a rubber band around my controller and keep it going forward, and this would never stop. I would die before it would stop. So that brings me to what I'm about to show you. The point of this game is to discover things, to find things. You can leave landmarks and sayings, certain little, funny jokes. I like to leave funny jokes on planets I've been to. That way, if someone would ever show up there, they get a funny joke. Now, you can, when you arrive to a sun and you are at their planets that they have orbiting them, you get to discover everything that you find. The name of the system you are in, which is where the sun is, the name of each planet, and the name of every animal and plant on that animal if you choose animal on that planet if you choose to. And I'm just going to give you, for example, so you can come down and land on a planet. And this is a planet I've now discovered. Now if I go up here and walk around, I can find a flower. And I'm scanning the flower. And now I can name that flower if I decide I wanted to do so. And then if anyone else would come across this flower, we'll call it the fart flower. It is now named Fart. Okay? So if Aunt Kim was playing this, and she didn't know who I was, and just showed up to this random planet, she saw this flower, it would be called Fart. Now, same thing goes as the planet. I just landed on this planet. I can name this planet. It's really hot here, so let's call it Sweat. Sweaty planet. Now that planet's named Sweaty. There's an animal. This guy looks like a dingus. So dingus. And now if you look over here, he is named Dingus. Now with that being said, I'm going to finally show you what I've done. And I'm sorry that it's taking so long to get into this. So like I said, Jordan and I played a lot of games together, and you never know how much somebody meant to you until it's too late. And I have a lot of regrets when it comes to Jordan. So I wanted to honor him the best way that I could in a game. Because I really think he would enjoy it and got a kick out of this. So, this sun, you can see there in the white lettering, it's called the Tumac. That's the name of the sun. So, if you come up here, that is the Jordan A. McDonald sun. Anyone who ever comes across this sun will see Jordan's name. And this game isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It'll probably be around a lot longer after we're all gone. So his name will live on in the sun. Jordan A. McDonald system. So we travel to the Jordan system. Of course.
Hostile ships approaching.
1 minute. Let me get away from these guys. Of all the times. Okay, sorry about this. I'm gonna have to kill these guys first. Okay, now that I got away from that, this is a space station, and this is where all players can meet all over the world. I didn't really plan on showing you this, but if I come in here, usually it lets me all the way back out. Okay, so we are now in the Jordan A. McDonald Galaxy. I don't know why it says it was discovered yesterday to me, but because I've been working on this for a while. So if you look down, these are the 5 planets that are in this, orbiting this sun. The first planet I named Jamster 615 because Jordan really, Pap called him Jamster, and he loved calling himself that, and that was his gaming name. And sometimes I called him that more than I called him by his real name. I named 3 planets after his cars, because I know he loved his cars a lot. So you have Planet Sterling Knight, Planet Ace, and Planet Frost. And those are each one of these planets right here. If you look right above, it says Sterling Knight. I discovered this. And finally, I reached out to a group I'm a part of on Facebook to help me honor Jordan's memory in a way that he would get a kick out of. So I've been looking for a really nice, beautiful, for video game place to put Jordan, a monument or a statue or all of the above. And this is the planet I discovered that I thought would fit really well. I named it Jordan's Rest. I really like the sound of that. And like I said, any person can come across this ever. It's an infinite possibilities where people could, somebody in China could come across it tomorrow and they would see this and they would know who Jordan was. So I'm going to show you the planet, and I'm going to show you what some people helped me do for Jordan. Okay. Now, what I forgot to tell you in the game is, like I said, when you start with nothing. You have to build your way off of a planet and explore the galaxy. So you can build a log cabin. You can build anything that you can set your mind to in this game. And apparently I'm not the best at this game, and I admit it, but I like it. So I reached out to some people on Facebook that play this game, and they helped me create this for Jordan in his memory. I'm going to turn around and show it to you in a minute. But everything that you see, these, even down to these flowers placements, down to the metal that the ship landed on, everything was put there by another player or myself. Every single thing, down to a speck of dust. So here we go. This is the memorial that we built for Jordan. And if you pay attention to the middle of the screen, when you walk across, it says "Rest easy, Jordan." And this is in honor of Jordan. The Jordan Memorial Monolith. And as you walk up to the display, it puts his birth date and the day that he passed away. And I'll give you a small tour. Just of as much work that people put into this. Every flower, every chair, every light, every little thing was put in here by someone. That's how touching. That's how touched people were and wanted to help with this. And I can send you screenshots if you'd like of my conversations. If you want, I won't send it unless you ask for them. But every little detail was put up by players. All in honor of Jordan. And this will go on forever. No one can delete it. No one can take it away. They gave him a nice little display up here with lasers and an aquarium. And then the final saying, once we get up here. Till we meet amongst the stars, Jordan. Until we meet again amongst the stars. In honor of... I'll just walk finally back through it again. The players that helped create this just did their best and tried to make this as cool as possible and something to be remembered. And if you pay attention, I'm sure you already seen, but they put a statue of a final resting. Jordan, we all know Jordan's in a better place, but I just hope that this small thing might help you in some way, that enough people cared to help him, or to be remembered for not only the person he was, but the online character he played as. He loved games, and I loved playing them with him. Rest easy, Jordan. And finally, if you go to the top, and go up here, someone added a nice above view where you can see the sheer amount of work that went into this. Every little thing was placed here for Jordan. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope this wasn't as cringy or annoying or boring as I think it might be. But I really loved Jordan, and I just wish I could have told him that. So this is just my small way of honoring the cousin that I played with more than anyone. So with that, I'm going to end this and pray that it recorded like it should have, because I don't do this at all. So I will upload this and I will send it to you guys on a message on Facebook as soon as I possibly can. And thanks for watching. I love you all.